Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for Doctor Strange issue 17, 2023. I really like this cover because it really sells what's kind of going on with Doctor Strange and his body and everything. But it's just, I love the use of the colors. I know my light's kind of doing some funky stuff on it, but I love how dark it is, but you can see the depths and hues of what's kind of going on with it. So, we had left Wong in a pretty precarious situation last time, so we kind of start off seeing what's going on there. So, we see that Wong's running. We had seen that Bats and everybody is still in the Crypt of Shadows, so we shift on over there. Crypt of Shadows, a space hidden behind the mirrors of the Sanctum Sanctorum. How utterly galling. The lickspittle Wong running for his life. The hated Strange, debased, corrupted, about to murder his oldest and greatest friend. This should be the best day of my life. After all, what more could Baron Karl Amadeus Mordo want? And I love the use of the circle there. It's really a thing that I really loved throughout this run and everything. Seeing the different ways the panelings go. And I like seeing Bats and the snakes there as well. Of course, if the ghost inhabiting Strange's vampire body kills Wong, I will remain exiled here in the Crypt of Shadows. Mordo, hey, Mordo, which would be made unbearable. Mordo, is the spell working, Mordo? Yeah, is it working? And he's just like, Rrr. By being exiled here with idiots. Maybe he went deaf. He's so old. How old is he? Mordo's so old he remembers when Galactus was the new kid in town. That's a pretty good one there. Hee. Mordo's so old that his name is short for Mordosaurus. Ha, Mordo's so old he still calls it the Timely Universe. Ha. Wait, what? That one's a nice kind of cut there. Will you two shut up? Eep. As I was saying, I like Bats being like, we need to get into... We gotta be doing this. I should be pleased by the unfolding events. Strange killing Wong or Wong killing Strange. Delightful. Delightful, but incorrect. For at the end of all things, it will be Mordo who kills Strange. None other. Begin the incantation, Bats. It's interesting that him and Bats are kind of working together, and this completely makes sense. Mordo wants to be the one that lords it over Strange and ends his ass. Thereby, we put him in a situation where he will inadvertently, well, not inadvertently, he has to help Strange and Wong, so that way he can do that. And I love Bats. Incantation, Mordo, I don't know magic. Repeat what you told me, buffoon. You convinced me now convince the universe. An incantation is just a story that convinces the force of this world and beyond that what you wish to be real is. And I actually really like that understanding of magic. I.e., anything could potentially be an incantation if it follows certain kind of rules or structures. And here, we get Bats doing an incantation for a spell, even though he doesn't know magic. And it's great. Okay, so the doc told me a story one time about how way back, humans were afraid of the dark, as we see this unfolding. They had their fire. It kept them warm, gave them light. But outside of their firelight, there were the tigers. That was night for them. When the things that lived in that night would eat them, it was a time of fear. And I really like how the tiger shows itself as night there, and the humans are afraid of it. Like, shit. So much fear for so many years. So much that they created a god, the Tiger God. And I love this. We go to this panel showing the Tiger God. And that is a pretty powerful thing. The stories and the beliefs and the fears that we have creating these kinds of things. That's how these gods get power. And more kind of like stories that I read pretty much go upon this interpretation. And I really agree with that. It's... If you don't have any kind of belief in that god, it really just takes away its power. It's like, okay, now granted, if it still has a lot of ardent believers or whatnot, you still have to watch your ass because it would still be able to be like, chuck. But overall, as a concept, if you're able to defeat that kind of belief in it, you open up some interesting possibilities on how to fight and combat these beings. A whole god of fear. But humans didn't just have fire to keep them safe. They also had us, dogs. And I love that this centers on bats and dogs. If you told me that this comic would just start going into like good boy dogs and just left it at that kind of explanation, be like, what's going on? But here, we're going through this history. We're learning the tiger god. Now we're learning about dogs. We lived with them, hunted with them, kept them safe. Humans were scared of the things in the dark that would eat them, so scared that their fear made a god of them. But what about the things that protected them? The things that they loved that loved them? Damn true. Was their love stronger than their fear? If they made a tiger god, did they make one for us? As we see bats thinking, it's like, yeah, positive emotions too. And then I love it. Going through, and then we see yes, in this full page as we see the god of dogs. It's like, this is pretty cool, man. And that just looks fucking awesome as they're looking on. Oh my god. It's like, I love it. They're like, ah, shit. Mordo's like, fuck. The snakes are like, whoa, I am. Why do you call me little brother? Why do you call the god of dogs? And I think that's very interesting. Because depending upon how the god goes, it usually is like you're follower, worshiper of that. But no, it views him as the little brother. That's kind of cool. Like, yes, you're on a certain kind of plane that's higher than bats, but he doesn't view himself completely outside of his realm. We stand between our people and the things in the dark, but the whole world is dark, and the monsters have come out to eat them. What do you ask of me, little brother? My master is in danger, and I can't help him. I can't help any of my people, not like this, not in here. You, bats, are a good boy, and I kind of love that, because that's what our relationship with dogs are. I mean, we protect them, they protect us, and he can't do anything. I mean, Bats is a ghost dog and everything, but I haven't really thought of him as like a weak link or anything that isn't deserving of being a good boy. And he's like, I can't help him here. I can't help my people. I want to help them. And I love that the god of dogs is like, you're a good boy because you want to help them. And you will be my avatar. And then we switch to pretty much what's going on with Victor and Wong. I believe this hunt has run its course, has it not? Damn you, Victor. And then you see what's going on with all of the mirrors around. Oh, Wong, I am damned already. And now you will join me in damnation. As he's about to go in for the bite, we see all the mirrors breaking out. And then going off against Victor. What in all the Victor Strange hoary hosts? As we see something stepping out. And Wong's like, what? Get out of my master. As we see the avatar of the god of dogs inhabiting bats. And I'm like, that's pretty damn cool. The faithful hound, now so much more. But you cannot harm me. I am more than a person. I am a story. It's like, oh, Victor. Sure, you keep saying, but I've got the god dog on my side. And the doc always said that gods are the strongest stories of all. It's like, yeah. He's got a very good point there as he smashes his fist down towards Victor. Wong, hey, been a minute, pal. Where have you been? We've been in the Crypt of Shadows. What is happening? We summoned a god of dogs. Yeah, us and bats and Mordo. Mordo. Yes, Mordo. You are welcome, by the way. It's like, god damn it, Mordo. Gotta be that asshole. What is your part in this, Mordo? My part? I've given Stephen Strange the one chance he has for victory. This is beyond you and me now, Wong. This is the domain of gods and monsters. It's like, yep, that's a pretty good explanation right there. Will you kill me, bats? Kill this body? Even with the vampire taint upon it, it must still smell of your master. As Victor's trying to get at him and hurt him. When Stephen's spirit returns, will you show him his body torn and chewed by your own jaws? You don't get it, do you, you stupid jerk? As we do see, I do like seeing that he's got this kind of protective shield kind of around himself. I'm dead. I'm a ghost, just like you. It's like, oh, Victor hasn't understood what's going on here yet. All I need to bite is your ghost. And then he just bites and rips Victor out of Strange's body in a really great-ass panel. It's like, oh, yeah. Didn't think of that, did you, Victor? And then we see something really great. We see Wong being like, Steven! Yeah! As he's going, hey, is he okay? I don't... His heart, it's beating. He's warm. His heart is beating. He has no fangs. He's been healed. It's great that Strange's body has now been healed. It's like, ooh. But we have to see if that comes into effect time in Blood Hunt. No! Bats, you have made me proud. God? But now I must leave you. But why? We could save more people. Even your brave heart could not channel my power for much longer, Bats. Not without burning yourself from existence. Your people will need your bravery in the days to come. Goodbye. Wow. It's like, that makes sense. It's like, why don't we have this, like, ghost god dog just go around beating wholesale vampire ass? Because he can't handle that much power. And I love that the god of dogs is like, I don't want to burn you from existence, dude. It's like, yeah. Well, such drama. When Strange returns, tell him that he owes me now. I am leaving, but I am not leaving empty-handed. I am certain that I can think of something to do with you, as Mordo is taking Victor with him. I think not, Mordo. Oh, do you think you can stop me, Wong? In the condition that you're in? Attend to your friend, Wong. Bring him back to the very picture of health, as we then see Victor and Mordo going out of a portal. When I eventually kill him, I would like him to look well in his casket, as we see Mordo going away, Wong holding Strange's body, the snakes and bats around, to be concluded in Blood Hunt issue 5. And the next month, see the aftermath in Doctor Strange issue 18, as we see a checklist. So let us get to this. Doctor Strange issue 18. The Blood Hunt is over, but Doctor Strange's world has changed. What comes next for the Master of the Mystic Arts? Is it really time to say goodbye? And that, we'll have to see what goes on, because I would hope that this isn't ending, but if it is, I might look into other kind of things to kind of replace it. But I really have been enjoying this and what Jed MacKay's been doing with this. I love the artwork. It really sells the action and everything going on and the characters. I love that this was Bats stepping up to the plate and being the one that saved Stephen's body and healed him and everything, and was helped no part and less by the god of dogs. I know it sounds stupid, but going through and reading this, you really feel for it, because I love how the god of dogs asks him, what's wrong? Like, what do you ask of me? It's like, I can't help my people. I can't help them from here. It's like, all right then. And then allows them to channel, and I love that it's almost kind of a simple thing. They get broken out of the crypt, and he's dealing with Victor, and it's like, I'm a ghost dog. You're a ghost. I can bite your ghost and get you out of this. And then Mordo taking Victor, that is a definite interesting kind of thing left into the wind. We'll have to see how that affects any kind of other books or what goes on with that, as another creative team could potentially pop up with that. They would be a very interesting pairing there, especially since Victor has been so kind of crazed from his time in the Crypt of Shadows. Now granted, this is my first experience with Victor Strange, so I've liked what has been done with it, and I kind of want to see what would go on next from it. But we'll have to see what the fallout is of Blood Hunt, and if we're going to be done with Strange for a while, which would really kind of suck, because that would leave us like we're at Legacy issue 443 right now. It would be nice to get to like 450 at least. I mean, I've been really enjoying this, and it would really kind of suck if Strange gets ended for an extended period. They'll probably do a relaunch at a certain point. I've followed Strange throughout different kind of relaunches that they've been doing, but I really enjoyed this one because I love that Bats was the focus. I love that Mordo was like, if anybody's going to kill Strange, it's going to be me, so I'm going to have to help you guys to get out of here, and that Strange's body has been healed. We'll have to see how that timeline affects with Blood Hunt issue 5, if that affects anything of Strange's decisions to potentially confer the title of Sorcerer Supreme over to Doom in order to end what's going on with Varney and his whole thing of being the unloving Dark Force. We'll have to see what kind of goes on with that. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.